Shalom. First thing and foremost, I want to give all praises and glory and honor that's due to Yahweh Ba'Shem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'Shem Rakakwadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone and rule well. Blessings and salutations to the hopeful elect. Noise in the gospel of God, lifting up the standard of Yahweh Ba'Shem, Yahweh Shai, wherever it may be. This is just another lesson through the Spirit. We kind of made mention of this at camp this Saturday when we're going into the different executive orders that this dude Trump has signed into. One was being the retracting on the DEI, which is the basically discrimination policies against race, gender, sex, color, religion, whatever you want to call it, within federal programs. And you know, when you don't understand or read between the lines of what these bills means, then you know it's easy to have a lot of disinformation out there because there has been some claims that, oh, well, you know, companies are going to roll back on the DEI federal programs and we're going to be discriminated against and this and that. Nigga, you've been getting discriminated against, man. All right. Look, jobs, look, I don't give a damn what political policy they have or whatever law they have into Congress to make you Jakes feel comfortable. At the end of the day, if Jake don't get the job, then 9 times out of 10 is because you was a Jake. You know, same thing with certain pay raises. Like, you think about it, like, they'll put Jake in a position. Let's just say if Jake gets a position working in the health field, and the average position pays anywhere between $60,000 and $90,000 a year. They'll put Jake on an hourly wage, man, and say, we can give you $22 an hour to do this job, which is discrimination, right? They're not telling you the ins and outs of what this job entails or the salary or the incentive bonuses. So therefore, you're getting discriminated against. Housing, same thing. You walk into a damn store, you're being discriminated against. Okay, just the fact that they have something called redlining alone is another way to look at it, man. Why Jake is bugging out on, oh my God, they're gonna start discriminating. They've been discriminating against your black ass, man. All right, so Jake's stupid, man. But anyway, it says Trump's new Justice Department leadership orders a freeze on civil rights cases. And we know what civil rights cases means when Jake is, you know, their rights are violated, when they're being called a nigga, or, you know, they've been withheld back from certain raises or certain job opportunities, or, you know, you just feel that your rights were violated, which, you know, technically speaking, affirmative action only applied to you, Jakes, is because, you know, Esau gets tax breaks on them. You know, big corporations like Walmart, Target, you know, these big 500 Fortune companies get pretty much tax breaks by hiring so-called minorities. So it's not because you're a good worker or they want to hire you. They could save money by hiring you because you're a slave anyway. You see how that works? See, but they're not going to tell you that. You see? But it says here, President Donald Trump's new Justice Department leadership has put a freeze on civil rights litigation and suggested it may be reconsidered police reform agreements negotiated by the Biden administration, according to the 2 memos obtained Wednesday by the Associated Press. As attorneys in the Department Civil Rights Division were ordered not to file any new complaints, amicus briefs, or a certain part or certain court papers until further notice, one of the memos said. It says another memo directed attorney to notify leadership of any settlement or consent decrees, court enforceable agreements to reform police agencies that were finalized by the Biden administration within the last 90 days. It says it is said the new administration may wish to reconsider such agreements, raising the prospect that it may abandon 2 consent decrees finalized in the final weeks of the Biden administration in Louisville, Kentucky, and Minneapolis, Minnesota, right? Which basically, what this guy Trump, he's basically unpinning everything that Biden did. So certain so-called rights that you may have had, you know, like gender equality, which they're not talking about gender equality. They don't care about that. That's just a minute talking point to get the peons stirred up, to have more of a division here, because without division, they can't really accomplish their new role. They can't accomplish their goals. So they have to have a certain amount of particular speaking points in the earth or in their structure, so they can be justified on playing both sides. And that's really what it's about. So when he came out and mentioned, there's only 2 sexes, that's common sense. I mean, that's not a rocket science could tell you there's only 2 sexes. You see, but people have literally lost their mind and went batshit crazy based on certain statements that Donald Trump has made to keep you people divided, man. Okay, Gender equality is the last thing that they're concerned about. That's a you people fight. So people are bugging out now, like, wait a minute, what if state governments and local governments implement it? Look, they've already implemented these things, man. You know, but that's not gonna stop them for putting a mole over you at work, or you know what I'm saying, hiring women. They're gonna still do what they do. They're gonna hire women. They're gonna hire moles. You know, if you speak out against moles and all this other shit, then you know they'll still hit you with a hate crime. Okay, so you got to read in between the lines here. But it says here, those agreements reached after investigations found police engaged in civil rights violations, which is common, you know, unlawfully searches and seizures, you know, pulling you over, profiling you, all these shit, beating the hell out you. Okay, there's a lot of civil rights lawsuits against the city of Chicago, or the Department of the Chicago Police Department. Okay, even at these jobs, man, states jobs, several Jakes and got cases pending. Even when you're going into these child support courts, man. Okay, that's all types of shit that Jake is trying to get from under the rock. But it says here, still needs to be approved by the judge. But it says they were among 12 investigations into law enforcement agencies launched by the Civil Rights Division under Attorney General Merrick Garland. So let's just say if you have a lawsuit against a particular officer or a police precinct, then under the Trump administration, they can halt that and they can choose whether they want to go forward with it or not. Because what we was telling you is that, hey, Trump, he's going to incentivize the police to do his bidding. You know, giving immunity to the cops to do what they have to do to you. So this ain't the time now for you Israelites out there to be walking around with sticks and, you know, acting tough and all this other shit, man. Okay, it's really time for you to get your mind right and focus on the spirit and power of Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai, man, and get off that carnal mindset. Because he's setting up legislation and groundworks to really come against our people. Same thing with the mass deportation shit. That's all a play on a world stage, man. Okay, the people who they allowed in here is exactly who they wanted in here to do their bidding. Okay, they're doing all this ICE raid shit at face value in front of the cameras to make you people think that, oh, they're cleaning your sanctuary cities and you're going to prosper. No. Okay, this is another way to target our people. Because I guarantee you, half the people that they're detaining by ICE probably ain't even quote-unquote illegals. All right, and they damn sure ain't no motherfucking MS-13s or cartels, because the cartels and the MS-13s are doing the bidding of the government, man. Okay, it's just like a proxy. They're using them to do what they do. So you people are stupid as all hell if you think that this is a path into the right direction of freedom. You know, you heard that Edomite guy say, he said, look, make America great again is when white people had rule for autonomy over you Jakes. And that's the goal of Esau. He wants to put Israelites back in slavery. And that's what this whole new, totalitarian system of this digital infrastructure is going to be all about. When AI and things by digital means will be the ones that govern your lives, man. You see? So this is the book of Isaiah 30, and I'm going to start at verses 2. It says here, that walk to go down into Egypt and have not asked of my mouth to strengthen themselves in the strength of Pharaoh and to trust in the shadow of Egypt. And you got this milk dug head ninja by the name of Anton Daniels, which he's a Trump jock rider. Okay, he's really sold on that whole Republican and Democrat shit, which that ain't nothing but a wing to the same goddamn bird. All right, it ain't nothing but a chicken wing that's divided down the middle. At the end of the day, you're gonna eat both, whether you like the wings or what do they call it, the legs, or I forgot what they call little chicken things. Some people like the flats and they think it's the other ones. I don't know, but either way it goes, it's part of the same bird. But you got Jakes out here really believing that their opportunity is now to make generational wealth. Look, generational wealth ain't never been in the scopeo of Esau to put on you Jakes, man. Okay, this is why your reparations are shot down. And honestly speaking, you niggas don't need reparations because you would be even worse off. Okay, here Jake, you war every Jake in America and their kids $1.3 million a piece. You're going to have other Jakes that's going to go to war with other Jakes to take their money, man. Well, man, he get why he get $1 more than me? You niggas don't need no goddamn reparations, man. Okay, and the only thing, if you did get reparations, the only thing you're going to do is give it back into the hands of the serpent. Okay, he's going to find means to take it from you. Going to fine you to death. And you better believe there's going to be a tax on that shit. It ain't going to be 1.3 million cash free. All right, they're going to put like a 30% levy on that shit, man. And you going to have to pay up. And a lot of you are behind in child support. They're going to take all that. So hell no, you niggas don't need no reparations. You don't even know what to do when you can't even you can't even sustain yourselves as being civilized, man. So no, you're not getting reparations, man. All this civil rights stuff. Like you Jakes never had rights. The Constitution really don't apply to you. And the fact that he's doing away with all this other shit, hey, you really are getting ready to be at the bottom of the totem pole. But it says, therefore, should the strength of Pharaoh be your shame and the trust of, and it says, and the trust and the shadow of Egypt, your confusion. Yeah, man. Because like I mentioned, you had Jake that jumped from the blue bandwagon all the way to the red. Oh, y'all need to vote Republican. But just 4 years ago, you niggas was crying to get Trump out of there and put this pedo Biden in there. Now look at it. He didn't went up on your rent 60%. All right, made your men more degenerates, made your women more whorish. You know, Frankenstein your foods even more. Okay, driven up the price of type. You people are totally through. And now all of a sudden you're screaming for a cruel Lord, which Trump may turn out to be that cruel Lord. Okay, because I don't see him getting a second term just to make things better. Okay, I see them going full blown ahead because when I went into the article, it can't briefly. Matter of fact, let me see if I still got it pulled up. We went into this here, and what it says. I was reading something. Yeah, I may have to go into this at another time, but it went into something about how they want to expedite this. Okay, look, $500 billion over the next 4 years building new AI infrastructure in the United States. Remember the project? What do you call it? Operation Warp Speed. Now I know that's probably not in tandem with this, but you got to be careful, or you have to pay attention to certain things they put out there. You know. But anyway, going back here to the scriptures, and it says here. It says they were all ashamed of a people that could not profit them, nor be a help nor profit, but a shame and also a reproach. Yeah, because now you're being reproached now. All right, and it's not going to be a easy pickings anymore, to the point that a lot of you, man, getting ready to get laid off because shit, they say 40% of these jobs are getting ready to be taken over by AI. You know, so they have certain things in place like, well, look, you can't file a discrimination suit. This is AI. This is why they're putting these particular laws and methods in place, man, to keep you people on edge. But it says, and it reads here, and it says, but the burden, it says, but the burden of the beast of the south into the land of trouble and anguish from whence, and the young old lion, the viper, and the fiery flying serpent, they will carry their riches upon the shoulders of young asses and their treasures upon the bunches of camels to people that should not profit them. Yeah, you're giving your substance and your money to society that don't profit you, because remember, they stated that American people are really paying the tariffs funded through tax dollars. Same thing with the money that's being sent over to the Ukraine every other week and to Israel. That's all with the American taxpayers' dollars, man. All right, and we know that, Jake, for you to be the lowest nation as far as generational wealth, you spend more than any other nation, man. Okay, you literally contribute billions of Jake wealth into this system, but yet you don't have nothing to show for it. That's why it says here, for the Egyptians shall help in vain and to no purpose. Therefore I have cried concerning this, and their strength is to sit still. Yeah, so at the end of the day, man, you Jake's not going to get a soft blow. You know, for all you people that thought that this man was going to put the ball back in your court to make ruinous choices. Nah, man. Okay, you have a right to exercise your right to go to prison and to pay more taxes and to end up in a concentration camp, because that's exactly what's going to happen. Eventually, they're going to shut things down and things are going to be draconian. All right. So going back to the article, it reads, it says the Minneapolis City Council earlier this month approved the agreement to overhaul the city's police training for the use of force of policies in the wake of the 2020 murder of George Floyd. But it says, but the Justice Department announced last month it has reached the agreement with Louisville to reform the city's police force after an investigation prompted by the fatal shooting of Breonna Taylor in 2020 and police treatment of protesters. It says the memo sent by the new chief of staff, Chad Mazzell, is a sign of major changes expected in the Civil Rights Division under Trump. It says his pick to lead the division is Harmeet Dillon, a well-known conservative attorney who last year made an unsuccessful bid for Republican National Committee chair. But it says the Justice Department under the first Trump administration curtailed the use of consent decrees and the Republican was expected to again radically reshape the department's priority around civil rights, meaning that you jakes that get the hell beat out of you by cops, that ain't their top priority, is to protect you. Okay, that's the least of their concern. You see what they said? They had a halt on these other civil cases. So you ain't suing the police department for millions of dollars no more. They beat the hell out of you. You may not go in front of a judge for another 4 or 5 years. That's if they hear your case. Because one thing about these courts, they have a habit of moving cases around different jurisdictions, and then they'll just throw it out. But it says it is unclear how long the litigation freeze may last. But the memo said that the move was necessary to ensure that the federal government speaks with one voice in its view of the law, to ensure that the president's appointees or designees have the opportunity to decide whether to initiate new cases. So it's going to be on a case-by-case basis. If they feel like you was profiled and there's no way you can prove that shit, they may just say, look, we don't care. It is what it is. Next. Because they don't care about you niggas, man. All right? Isaiah 14, and I'm going to start at verses, Isaiah 19. Because this all sets the stage for Jacob's trouble. This is the book of Isaiah 19, and I'm going to start at 3, and it says, and the spirit of Egypt shall fell in the midst thereof, and I will destroy the counsel thereof, and they should seek to the idols and to the charmers, and to them that have familiar spirits, and to the wizards. Yeah, people are consulting with witches, man. All right, people are trying to figure out a means to end, to survive in a society that's collapsing. So therefore, people are going over to voodoo. You know, they're manifesting shit. You know, they're going to these particular witch doctors to try to figure out how to sidestep the harsh realities that's coming to Babylon. You know, and you got the elites that's engaging in their sorcery, their witchcraft. You know, like you had this I think this is the sixth planetary alignment, I believe, like a day after Trump's inauguration, and find out that this was the 60th inauguration of the United States. All right, and you notice everything is equated with 6. It's all around this man's kingdom, which 6 goes into man, beast, or some say sex, but man and beast, which 6 is a primary derivative of this man's kingdom, is everywhere. I mean, Taco Bell, fucking the CERN. What else? A lot of the slogans have 666 in it. It's everywhere. The UPC codes, you know, it's every goddamn where. You know, subliminally is everywhere. When you look into the Taco Bell, somebody broke it down that it had 666 in it. You see, so it's no coincidence that we're in the kingdom of the beast. But it says here, and the Egyptians I will give over into the hand of a cruel lord, and a fierce king shall rule over them, says the Lord and the Lord of hosts. All right, and that fierce king, could it be DJ? We don't know, you know. But anyway, I'm gonna end it giving all praises and glory and honor that's due to Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai. Lord's will, you are edified. To the next lesson.